Hello my friend, welcome to Sifu Talk. My name is Walter Wa and we are here yet again and we're talking about growth. Now many of you ask many questions about growth and things. So today I want to start with the growth gaps. The growth gaps. Usually the reason some people don't grow is because there is a growth gap. There are some growth gaps. There are certain assumptions that we have and we think that maybe it's happening. So I want to share with you the growth gaps today before I can share the remaining 8 laws. So the first gap is the assumption gap. The assumption gap says that you assume that you will grow automatically. It doesn't happen that way. Growth doesn't happen automatically. So you have to be intentional about your growth. That is how you bridge that gap. That's how you bridge the assumption gap, assuming that because I sing, I'll become a better singer. No, it doesn't happen that way. You have to be intentional about growing your singing. Because I am good at playing the keyboard, I could assume that I will become very good at playing the keyboard just because I know how to play it. But my friend, don't assume, be intentional. Look for the lessons, look for the good players and learn from them. Growth gap number 2, the knowledge gap. The knowledge gap, you say, I don't know how to grow. How do I grow? You only know what you want to know. So when you don't know how to grow, you start to look for people who are better than you. How can you get the knowledge? Knowledge is everywhere. Knowledge is over the internet. You can search on YouTube, on Facebook, on Google, and you will find the knowledge. The moment you desire to want to grow, you will find the knowledge. You will know how to grow. You will know how to cook a better meal. You will know how to cook a better omelette. Do you know that there are hundreds of ways of cooking an omelette? You probably know only one way. But if you went to the internet and looked for other ways of how to cook an omelette, you will find a gazillion ways of cooking it, and you will grow in your cooking. I'm talking about cooking here, but there are many other things. That what is that thing that you want to grow in? Please put in the comments below. What do you want to grow in and you don't know how to grow in that thing? Put in the comments below. The timing gap. Timing gap. It is not yet the right time. Someday I will do this. Someday I will start to record songs. When are you going to start? You think that you're very good at singing and things like that, but there's nothing to show for it. The world does not know you. Someday no, the right timing is now. Right timing is now for you to start growing in your skill. Now is the right time. Start now. Start now. Start today. Start right now. Go and make the schedule and start. The mistake gap. Do you know that we've had to shoot this over and over again, making mistakes over and over again? Mistakes are part of life. Some people are afraid of making mistakes, so they never really start on their growth journey. They are stuck in analysis paralysis. You're analyzing and saying, what if I make this mistake? What if I make My friend, mistakes are part of life. To err is human. It's expected to make mistakes. But hey, when you make a mistake, you learn from it and move on. But guess what? You're never going to know what the mistake is going to be unless you start. You need to start. As you make the mistakes, you make the corrections. Do you know how many course corrections happen when people are going to the moon? Billions of course corrections. They have to keep making course corrections every single second. Life is about course correction. It is not linear. You never know that you're never ever going to make a mistake. You move the journey, make the first step, the second step, you realize, we made a wrong step. You move back a little, then make another step and keep moving as you go along. Let not mistakes prevent you from growth. Okay? So don't be stuck in the mistake gap. Analyze the mistake and move on to the next thing. The next gap is the perfection gap. Now this is almost similar to the mistake gap, but perfection gap is still analysis paralysis. I need everything to be perfect. Perfect environment. I need to have the perfect camera before I start my YouTube videos. I need to have the perfect studio before I record my songs. My friend, perfection gap. Don't be stuck in perfection. Life is not about perfection. Okay? And yet, what is perfection anyway? Excellence is not perfection. Excellence is continuous improvement. Think of it, continuous improvement only happens when you're moving. When you've already started doing something, that's when you start to make the improvements, and then someday you feel like you're perfect. But you can never actually achieve perfection because it gets better and better. Think about it. The iPhone. We had the first iPhone, then the second, then the third, then the fourth. Now they are on iPhone 11. How many iPhones have come before that? So many. But they did not wait to first create the 11 before creating the first one. So you've got to start somewhere. Start somewhere. Start now. Don't wait to be perfect for the conditions to be perfect. Start now. The next gap is the inspiration gap. I've heard people saying, I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like practicing. I don't feel like writing a song today. My friend, act fast, then motivation will follow. When you set a schedule, that's a tongue twister. When you set a schedule, just stick with the schedule. You're supposed to do it, do it. Do it. Success is doing what you need to do when you need to do it, whether you feel like it or not. Don't wait for inspiration. You know those things of writer's blog. Writer's blog happens to people who are waiting for inspiration. But if you decide and say, I am going to write 1,000 words every day, if you haven't yet written the 1,000 words, don't stop writing. Keep writing. Okay? Keep writing. I don't have to first feel inspired for me to start producing a song. I start to produce. I start working on the song whether I feel inspired or not. Okay? So that's the inspiration gap. Start doing, act, and then the motivation will follow. All right, the next gap is the comparison gap. I am not as good as others, so I don't really need to grow as much. You know, I've been in a situation where we have very many drummers at church or very many keyboardists. So because someone does not feel like they are good enough, there's someone who is better than them, so they feel like I don't really need to grow anymore. But you need to learn from the people who are better than you. That's why they're there. Don't compare yourself. Only compare yourself to yourself. Compare yourself to yourself last month and this month. Don't compare yourself to someone else. Everyone has different ability. You might be inspired to learn, let me say, like jazz music, and someone else is inspired to learn rock music. And then the rock music person feels like, oh, for them, they've already taken lots of strides ahead of you, or you feel that way and you say, oh, this person has already moved, for me, I'm still here. The journeys are different. Don't compare yourself to yourself. Ask yourself the question, where have I reached as far as this particular skill of mine is concerned? Am I still where I was 6 months back? Am I still where I was last month? Am I still where I was last year? So compare yourself to yourself, but not to others. And then learn from those who are better than you. Learn from those who are better than you. All right? The final gap, the expectation gap. I thought this would be easy. You know, you've started your growth journey and then you realize, man, it is not as easy as you thought it would be. Yeah, that is what is you expected it to be easy, but it's not supposed to be easy. There's nothing in life that is supposed to be easy. If you get stuck in easy does it, my friend, you can't grow. Growth only happens when it's not easy. We'll look at the rubber band law, the law of the rubber band very soon. Growth happens when you stretch, when you're in your uncomfortable zone. When you're in a comfortable zone, you're not growing. Growth is uncomfortable. Okay? So, yes, you expected it to be easy, but it's not easy, but keep going at it. Success happens with hard work. It happens with hard work. Some people expect that, oh, leadership would be easy. No, it's not supposed to be easy. And so you learn from it and grow while you're moving and moving on and on and on and on. All right. Okay, so those are the growth gaps I wanted to share with you today. Now, the next episode, we'll look at the remaining laws of growth. Okay? The remaining laws of growth. Please share in the comments below what has been your favorite gap. What is the gap that you've been stuck in for many years, and what are you going to do about it? Okay? Yes, and if you have any questions, please do ask and share this video with everyone, all your friends, all your loved ones, all the people you feel like need to learn about these gaps, okay? God bless you. My name is Walter Wa.